PlayStation or Xbox?
PC.
Shut up!
PlayStation versus Xbox. The biggest decision console gamers have had to face for the last 20 years is, what console should I buy? Funnily enough, spanning all the way back over 40 years, gamers have faced the exact same issue. In the 80s, it was Nintendo versus Sega, with their iconic mascots going head-to-head to capture the attention of gamers worldwide. Fast forward to today, and you've got two major players, the PS5 or the Xbox Series X. With both consoles being out for a couple of years now, we can truly see what they both have to offer and which is truly the best console to buy in 2024. Let's start off with the most important factor of all, the games. Both consoles actually share a lot of titles like Elden Ring, Call of Duty games, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and both consoles run them to pretty much the same level and standard. All that it really boils down to is what console has the best exclusive games. With Xbox, you only have a handful of exclusive games that stand out, like Starfield, the Forza franchise, Halo, Gears, Sea of Thieves, and Psychonauts. With PlayStation, you have some real heavy hitters. The 3 Spider-Man games, the God of War franchise, Uncharted, The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, which are all some of my favourite games. Clearly, the PlayStation has the better exclusives here, but that doesn't mean you should stop there. The Xbox Game Pass is one of the best value subscriptions in the gaming world, giving you access to countless Xbox games, many of which are AAA titles, and many games that you'd have to pay a fortune for to play on PS5. PlayStation Plus is also great, but with the game catalogue, you only really get access to the older PS4 titles for free, along with some lesser known monthly games, making the PS5 the much more expensive console to build a game library on. Let's take a look at backwards compatibility. Sony's backwards compatibility allows you to enjoy pretty much all of the games from the PS4 generation, many of which have great PS5 patches to really take advantage of the better hardware, including better frame rates and high fidelity rendering. With Xbox, you get a similar concept, but also allowing select titles to be played spanning all the way back to the original Xbox era, which is amazing if you want to relive some nostalgia. My only complaint is that I wish they'd allow more games from the earlier generations to be played. The fact that Simpsons Hit and Run is one of the best games of the original Xbox era and isn't available is pretty criminal. If you pair that with the frame rate boost making games like GTA 4 more playable, it's a fantastic use of the Xbox's modern hardware. The design differences are pretty simple. Do you want a mini fridge in your entertainment console or an overgrown Wi-Fi router? Now let's have a look at performance. As mentioned before, for the most part, performance on games is pretty similar between the two consoles, with very minor differences on certain titles, usually with a nod towards the PS5 winning, but really, there's no reason to pick one over the other here. One thing that Xbox has over the PS5 is support for Dolby Vision, supporting 12-bit color, providing 68 times the amount of color options, which is a huge win if game developers take advantage of it and can really tailor the look of the games on a scene-by-scene basis compared to regular HDR. Speaking of Dolby, both consoles now offer Dolby Atmos, providing much better and immersive audio for all. Upgradability. One of the most important factors in modern consoles, with game sizes being the size that they are, both consoles start with around 1TB of SSD storage as standard, although Microsoft are releasing a new Galaxy version of their Series X with 2TB base storage. Upgradability on Xbox is pretty limited to proprietary cards, adding a possible 2TB via the Seagate plug-in SSD expansion cards. On the other hand, Sony have implemented storage expansion in a much better way, with the use of M.2 SSDs to upgrade the storage up to a massive 8TB as long as the read speeds are fast enough, providing you with plenty of space for the future, as well as storing PS4 games on a standard external hard drive. Now let's take a look at the UI. Both UIs are pretty simple and due to recent updates are displayed at 4K resolution. In my opinion, I like the PS5 UI a bit more. It's a bit more intuitive with less menu diving, and the quality of life features like the game progress cards and hints make the bottom toolbar that little bit more fun to use, as well as offering shortcuts to the things you'll use on a daily basis. Peripherals wise, both consoles have their fair share of custom controllers in different colorways, and both have their pro level controllers. like the Elite Xbox controller and the DualSense Edge for PS5. Speaking of controllers, Xbox have not really done anything special with this generation, and have still not included a built-in rechargeable battery as standard. Sony, on the other hand, have made one of the best modern controllers out there, bringing adaptive triggers to the picture to really tailor how playing games feels, as well as a built-in speaker, microphone and touchpad. Overall, it's the better controller, but it is on the larger side as well. If we're talking about first-party accessories, Sony also clearly wins, with their charging station, 3D Pulse headset, camera, all complete in the all-white look of the PS5 from the launch date. Both consoles also offer pretty decent remote play, although pretty limited to only in your own home. But there is one clear advantage. The inclusion of PlayStation VR is also another strong point for PlayStation, allowing you to enjoy VR at home, although you have to be prepared to pay a hefty price tag if you want to join in on that side of things.
Jesus Christ.
And the winner is, well, nowadays it isn't a case of buying the console all your friends have so you can play together. Considering so many multiplayer games have crossplay enabled, the choice is that little bit harder, and it basically boils down to two things. If you want real value for money, the Xbox with the Game Pass is probably going to be the best bet. With many great games being included, you won't have to spend so much money on playing many of this generation's best games, as well as having some great retro backwards compatibility options. The Xbox is hard to beat. If you want to play some of the best exclusive titles either console has to offer, however, you need to go the PS5 route. Games like God of War, The Last of Us, Uncharted, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, and many more really showcase what level of games can be achieved nowadays. But bear in mind that funding your game library is quickly going to add up. What console would you buy, or which one do you have? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.